Horchata does not originate in North Africa. It actually originates in West Africa because
Oh, I
West
thought it was
Africa is
started
the
in Mexico.
second place where rice was domesticated, which means that people in Asia, there was the first place that rice was domesticated, and then there was West Africa, and that was the second place rice was domesticated. So a lot of the rice meals, the rice dishes in African cuisine, West African cuisine, and Latin American cuisine all stem from West Africa. And so when you get comments like this, where people are trying to erase West Africa as the root of Mexican culture, it's really interesting because during the colonial period, Spanish brought people from West Africa into Mexico, and they were experts at rice dishes, and making horchata, things like that. And so it's really important to remember that rice was not only domesticated in Asia, it was also domesticated in West Africa. And people of West African ancestry, and they have a very rich relationship with rice dishes, and any rice dish in Latin America, or even Spain for that matter, that's all part of West African cuisine. Horchata was not originally made with Asian rice. So when the Spaniards came to West Africa and enslaved people and then brought them to modern day Mexico or Nueva España at the time, they also brought sacks of rice with them.
I love the Latino community, but y'all need to start checking yourselves. Cause y'all be thinking, some of y'all be thinking that everything y'all have was from y'all. Y'all created it. Horchata came from black people. Horchata came from the West Africa. Oh no, it came from Spain. No, the reason why Spain has rice is because the West Africans brought it as when they were enslaved to Spain, they brought the rice with them. So this is why you have all these rice dishes. Paella, red rice, horchata, that came from black people. This is the reason why when I look at Latinos, I love the Latino community, but some of y'all be real prideful. And y'all think y'all created everything and what you guys bring, especially to California, is like gold. Nah, it came from black people. This is the reason why I really want the Latino community to really be with the black community because, if you grew up in California, you knew there was a lot of wars between blacks and Latinos. But a lot of things that the Latinos came and brought into America came from black people. But I just love to see the education. This is why I love TikTok to put people in their place to say, black people is the reason why y'all got a lot of things. Certain type of music, certain type of dishes, a lot of dishes that you guys praised for today. Menudo, see what I'm saying? That came from Congo. There's a lot of things that came from black people that's in Mexico. You guys took it. And this is why I don't understand why the brown community doesn't actually match up more with the black community and stick with the black community because a lot of things you guys have came from the black community. Love the Latino community. I love the type of people they are. I love that they are hard workers, but you have some Latinos out here, especially in California, that look down on black people, that think black people are inferior, but not knowing a lot of things that you guys have came from black people. So we got to wake up as a community, especially in California, and we need to have the brown and black community come together because if it wasn't for the black community, there'd be a lot of things that you guys don't have in the brown community. That's the thing I want to tell you guys when I'm talking about this stuff and educating you guys is like, I love you guys. I love what you guys represent. I love that you guys work hard, but I know there's a lot of you Latinos out here, especially in California, that look down on black people, that don't want to work with black people, that exclude black people, that don't want to fight for black people's rights, just like we help and fight with you guys' rights and make sure everything's equal. But as you see, where would the Latino community be without black people? Would they be as far as possible without black people creating their culture? We're the reasons why, not me, I'm a black American, but West Africans are the reason why you guys have a good amount of your culture. So why exclude Americans or exclude black Americans, black people, when we're the ones that helped you? Yes, there's a Latino community that helped with the war and stuff like that, cool like that. But here in California, a lot of Latinos look down on black people as if we didn't have anything to do with your culture.
Because in West Africa, that is the second place where rice cultivation was, or rice was domesticated. So in West Africa, there is a specific rice that West African people domesticated. In Asia, there's a specific rice that they domesticated. So In Asia, there's rice, and in West Africa, there's rice. So the West African people, they established rice cultivation in Veracruz in the 1520s. So in the 1520s, Mexico already had rice, but the Manila Acapulco port trade route was not established until until the 1560s. And so where does this rice come from? Where does this rice culture come from? It comes from the West African people who already had cultivation experience from creating rice domestication in their country in West Africa. And so Mexico gets its rice cultivation history, culture, food from West African people, because rice is not a crop that comes from the Americas. And so yes, right now, agua de horchata or agua de arroz can be made with Asian rice, but originally it was made by West African people. And they were the ones who established the rice crops in Veracruz, in Mexico, even before the Manila Acapulco trade route. So there was 40 years between Veracruz and the cultivation of rice there and the Manila Acapulco port, which then the Spanish got rice from Asia.
This is why I feel like the black and brown community in California need to come together, because black people gave a lot of things to the Latino community. Latinos that are going to be upset about this won't agree with me, but there's a lot of things that came from the West Africans through slaves. And that's not just in Mexico. That's in a lot of places. The slaves brought their culture from Africa and put it in all these places, and then all these other places took their ideas. Paella, that's from West Africa. Red rice, that's from Africa. Menudo, that's from Africa. The list goes on and on and on. But this is why I look at the Latino community, and they really tried to exclude black people. You know, they bring some black people into their community, but I look at the Latino community and I'm complex, because I be like, a lot of things you guys celebrate of having came from black people. And this is why I feel like in California, the push of black people and making it predominantly Latino is a problem. Instead of helping the black culture like we helped you guys to create your culture, you guys are trying to take it over. And that's what kind of gets irritating to me, is because when we talk about this thing about integration black people black people fought for segregation and all this stuff, I feel like black people need to go back to segregation and keep their dollar within the community, because we give our money to other communities, but these other communities don't invest in our community. That's where the black people miss out. You can look at that heavy in California. If I go to the taco shop and invest in their community, the taco shop is not invested in the black person's community. They don't do that. They keep the money within their community. But as I just said, as a person from California, I really, really wish that some of these Latinos would stop looking down on black people and stop acting like they're superior to black people, because a lot of things you have in your culture came from black people. So make it make sense. You see what I'm saying? We have to really make it make sense. If the black and brown community really came together and worked together, we will take over California. But instead, you guys are trying to be the majority and push out black people and look down on black people. That's what I have a problem about California. Living in California is, yes, there are some good Latinos out there, but how I know, I look at Latinos, how they care about if they care about the black community, is do they invest in the black community like how we invest in the Latino community? To me, racism is not me not liking you because of your color. Racism is me not investing in your community like you wouldn't invest in my community. Racism needs to change as far as color. It needs to be attached to what is money is being spent. Meaning, if you have a trucking repair shop and I have a trucking company and I take my trucks always to you, and you have the ability to fix my trucks and I pay you for that, you knowing that I have a trucking company and you need something shipped, or you have contacts to somebody that needs a trucking company, and you overlook me to give it to your other Mexican homie, that's racism. It's because I'm investing in you, but you're not investing in me. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. As always, when you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification button. And you know, I just speak in facts, and we're gonna keep this thing going, keep this thing real, and Daily Show coming soon.